How's it going, everybody? Ben from basesetmew here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I am opening the last Shining Synergy booster box, and in fact the last booster box of the simplified Chinese TCG Sun and Moon era. So we'll see what we end up pulling in the final set. Maybe we can pull an alternate art super rare. That would be pretty cool. Tag team alternate art super rare, I should say. That would be kind of a cool way to end this one. But while I cut this open, I suppose I can talk a little bit about the potential pulls we can get in here. So, in terms of art rares, or character rares, which we are promised one, there are two in this set as well. First of all, we have the Turkle with Flannery. I already actually have that one, so I'd love to pull the other one, which is the Stoutland with Sharon in the background. So that would be pretty cool, but let's see what we end up with in our first pack right here, Sableye. And that's just a beware. Talking about full art trainers, as I always do with these opening, this one really isn't anything to write home about. I think even less so than the other sets. The cards that I would want personally would either be the N or the Caitlyn and Cynthia tag team card. Those two look pretty cool, but apart from that, not really much to write home about. I guess there is the Erica as well, but I don't really like that artwork that much. There's also Brock, but I already have him in simplified Chinese. I did have him in Japanese as well, in the Pristine 10 a while ago, but I ended up selling that card like ages ago at this point. But I already have that one, so that would be my least favorite pull technically. But hopefully, though, we do get lucky and pull a really cool looking tech team alternate art, which in this one, well, of course, the poster child, the Eevee and Snorlax GX. The other ones are all that are also in here, also pretty cool. We do have the Reshiram and Zekrom GX, and even though I already have that one in a CGC Pristine 10 in Japanese, that's still pretty cool. Oh, just when I was talking about them, they appear. Reshiram and Zekrom GX with N right there in the middle. Very cool. Already have this one as well in Japanese in a Pristine 10, but that is still very nice. Love that artwork. And never pulled anything too good. I guess the Will and the Guzzlord were my best pulls so far. Funny to say that the Guzzlord was actually my best pull, or one of my best pulls. But let's see what we can find in this one. Nope, that's just a holographic right here, and the Salazzle at the end right there. So I think the tag team GX card that I absolutely and really want to pull would be the Gardevoir and Sylveon, because that would be a super cool addition to my Gardevoir collection. That would be such a cool addition to my Gardevoir collection. The other one that is also pretty cool, or that has been getting some traction lately, especially in English I feel like, is the Stained Glass Bird trio. That one is also in here, but, you know, in this one and in Japanese, they are cards that you have to pull. That is a card that you have to pull. Whereas in English, it is actually a promo, I'm pretty sure, for like the, what is it, Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box or something? I might be getting it wrong. Here we have a Whimsicott double rare right there. Let's put you right next to the Reshiram and Zekrom. There we go. And the Latias. That's a really cool looking Latias. Look at that. Check this one out, man. The other one that's also in here, I mean, there is so many really cool looking alternate arts in here. I mean, you have the Greninja and Zoroark. Alright, let's see what we can pull in this one. The Togekiss, some Fishing Rod, and Blaine right there at the end. Alright, let's see what this pack holds for us right here. Cottony, Dodrio. Oh, and it is just a normal full art. Okay, well, that is almost 6 for 6 with the full arts. We do have the Tyranitar and Sableye. That is pretty cool, but that is just a full art, and the Entei right here at the end. That is fine though. That is fine, because we still have our character rare left. But that means, since the super rare is kind of out of the way, I can go buy these packs a little bit quicker. So let's see what we can pull in these last few packs. Actually, few packs. We do have quite a lot of packs left. Like, we're not even done with the right side of this booster box, right? So I guess I can go, as I said, buy a little bit more quickly, because the suspense is kind of gone now that we have pulled that super rare. I do love that shine though. That shine looks super nice. And they are Sun and Moon era cards. cards that I have not seen before. So I'm not too upset about that one. I would have loved to at least pull one alternate art from any of these packs, but it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. Maybe my luck will be better with the modern packs that I will hopefully be finally opening up next week. I did finally get the release on my Surprise 151 booster boxes and bonus round booster boxes. So hopefully those will arrive next week. But we shall see. Vulpix. Let's see. Doduo. Oh, here we go. That's a really cool looking art rare. And as someone has pointed out, I'm pretty sure every single of these double rares Tag Team GX cards is actually illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita, so that's a really cool change. Almost every single one, I say, because this is one that isn't for some reason, but there you go. Most of them are illustrated by him, which is good because his illustrations are so well done. They're so good. And that is a really cool looking double. I think I might actually have that double rare. I'm not sure. I have to check my binder, my secondary binder, but I'm fairly certain I do already have that one, which is fine. I do still like that illustration, and it's Gardevoir and Sylveon. Gardevoir being one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, and especially now, or especially with the generations, the Mega Evolution of Gardevoir is also super cool. And what I like especially of the Mega Gardevoir in particular, that kind of, I don't know what it's supposed to be, that kind of dress thing she has actually ends up turning black when she is in her shiny form. That's pretty cool. Let's open up the first pack of the left side. Charmander, got a Sandile, Jigglypuff, Ponyard, and a Sableye right there at the end. Alright, continuing on with the opening right there. And see, we still have that character rare left, so let's see what we end up with in this one. That's not in this one, that's just a Yveltal and a Magcargo right there. I did get lucky and pulled the Mimikyu in the last opening, which I was really happy about. For this one though, I don't really want anything in particular. I thought the Stoutland with the Sharon I would prefer, because I already have the Torkoal, but that's it. Not my favorite illustration, I do have to admit, but it would still be a pretty cool pull. I do actually have that one in English. If you've seen my secondary binder showcase video, you would have seen that probably. I do have that in English, but it is off-centered. Actually, I do think there are some alignment dots. Oh, here we are. The double rare version of the legendary bird trio. Look at that one. Very nice. Okay, I've kind of forgotten about this illustration, but I guess it makes sense because the stained glass illustration is actually supposed to be an alternate art. There's also like a full art of these three, of course, so I kind of always forget about that. Because it's like, it's so ingrained into me that, oh yeah, that's just a promo, it's nothing quote-unquote special, but then again, in Japanese and simplified Chinese, it's actually an alternate art. It's actually considered a pretty rare pull. So there we are. I have a good feeling about this one. Character rare? No, that's just an Erica right there. Let's see if this pack contains our character rare. Let's see. That's a Spiritomb. And nope, just another Whimsicott. We are getting towards the end. I think we have 4 double rares. I've forgotten how much we get, or how many we get. I think we get 6 in the simplified Chinese booster boxes. So, yep, there we go. There is number 5. With the Volcarona right here, very cool. And that should be 1 more double rare, as well as our character rare. Maybe an additional super rare, although after the 5 booster boxes I've opened of this era of simplified Chinese Pokemon, I don't think that's the case. If we do find more than 1 super rare, that is considered a factory error. So that would not be something that you would see usually. Unlike with the modern era of the simplified Pokemon TCG, since these super rares are no longer promised, you can pull more than 1, as I have proven. So let's see, character rare, or is it just going to be a double rare? It's just a normal rare, I didn't consider that. It is a Stoutland though, so maybe that's a sign. Maybe we can end up pulling the Sharon. We shall see, I suppose. Let's see what we have in this one right here. Let's see, Stuffle. And oh, it is the Stoutland with Sharon. Very nice. Okay, So at least I did pull this one instead of the Torkoal. This will look great right next to the Torkoal. Very, very cool. Okay, very nice. We've pulled that one and a Z gem at the end right there. Well, apart from one more double rare, that is every pull out of this set. So, I mean, we only have 4 packs left anyways. So apart from a double rare, which double rare would I want? Maybe the poster child? Maybe the Snorlax and Eevee. We'll see. Nope, not in this one. That's just in Alolan Muck right there. Hiding, looking through the garbage. Let's see. Oh, now we have with this one gone, we have 3 packs left, so I did miscount. Slugma, we've got a Fearow, Vigoroth. We have an Alolan Ninetales. Look at this one. Holy moly, that looks cool. That looks so different. This looks nothing like any illustration we have nowadays, I feel like. I have to look up this artist after the opening. I want to see if they've illustrated more cards after this one, because I feel like that is something we don't see every day. Right, one more double rare. Magmar, Corvana, we've got a Charmander. Oh, here we are, the Greninja and Zoroark GX. I really, really like this illustration. Maybe even more so than their alternate art, because in their alternate art illustration, they're just like chilling in a tree, kind of relaxing, whereas this one, they're like ready to fight, so I kind of like this. There we go, that is our last double rare for this opening. 2 packs left, but I don't really expect anything from these, so we'll just be surprised by the commons and rares in this one, of course. Let's see. Maybe something very, very cool. Oh, we have N. I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've pulled N. Very cool. Alright, one last pack from the simplified Chinese Pokemon TCG era. I want to say, could we end it with a banger, but, well, all the pulls are already out, so can we end it with like a cool looking common or uncommon? We shall see. Chandelure, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. By Sui and a Torkoal. Okay. Alright, that does it for this video. That does conclude my trip down memory lane for the simplified Chinese Pokemon TCG sets, at least for the Sun and Moon era. I might do something similar to that for the Sword and Shield era at some point, although I wouldn't really count on it, because first of all, there are way more sets, and I've opened most of the Sword and Shield era sets anyways, so it wouldn't really be much of a surprise. I really only did this one in particular, because first of all, I've never opened many, if any, of these Sun and Moon era packs, not in English, not in Japanese, and especially not in simplified Chinese, apart from the ones I got from my first anniversary gift boxes. So that's really the main reason why I've done that, and also to try and attempt to pull some cards, but you know, that didn't turn out. Didn't pull the Mew or Mewtwo GX, didn't pull the Latias and Latios, but it's all fun and games, of course. We are here to enjoy ourselves and appreciate the cards for what they are, and not consider the value, of course. Well, but anyways, as I said, that does it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, then please give it a like. If you didn't, then give it a dislike. Tell me in comments below what you didn't like, so I can try to fix it for future videos. Other than that, right here's the video YouTube thinks is best suited for you. Right here's the subscribe button. Click this one first, then click this video. Check out any of the other videos in the description below. I hope we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care. Alright, finally done with the recording. This is, by the way, this is what I have to deal with while recording. Almost 25 degrees, 70% humidity. It's rough. It's really, really rough. Man, I dislike summer.